What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Harrison. Today we're doing something I swore I would never do. I do not like this. But today we're going to be doing paint by numbers. I am not a fan of painting by numbers. I think these are just kind of lazy. Personally, for me as an artist, I'd rather just draw my own image and then color it and do it all myself. But I completely understand the necessity of paint by numbers. There are so many folks who just don't know how to draw, or they are too intimidated to draw, and they would rather just get a kit with some paint and they just follow step-by-steps and do it that way. And that's totally fine. I'm not bashing paint by numbers. I'm not bashing people that can't draw or would rather not think about drawing and just literally follow step by step. It's a different approach. It's not an approach I like, but it is an approach. So, having said that, let's get stuck in. Let's try it. I will review this one at the end and let you know my thoughts and feelings on this. I have a feeling my opinion is not going to change much, but who knows? I have been surprised before. So let's open the box. Let's see what's inside and what we have, and then we can get going. Okay, so everything's nice and organized, vacuum sealed in this bag. Right off the bat, we have all of our paint colors. We have brushes. I don't know what these are. We have our instructions, and everything here is numbered. Wow, these are really tiny. I don't know if you can see, but some of these things are just insanely tiny. This is gonna be fun. All right. Inside, let's see what we got. Let's start with our brushes. This bit is nice. It comes with some hanging accessories. It doesn't come with any like string or wire to hang it, so if you want to do that, you're on your own with that. Otherwise, you're gonna have to attempt to get these little hooks onto nails. So let's just set those aside. These, they have needles. I still don't know what those are for. I was looking at our brushes. They're all right. They're very cheap. They feel cheap. I'm sure if I play with this enough, this coating will come off. They're definitely glued together. Those are very cheap brushes. Here's our paint. 1 through 6, 7 through 12, and then an extra one. It's a different one. It's a sans serif one. I don't know what that's for. All right, let's find out what these things are. Oh, this is just, what is this? Instruction manual. All right. We might as well follow this thing to the T. So here's our instruction manual. It says, prepare your brushes and a glass of water. I do not have water. I do need to go get some water. Paint the colors according to the numbers. One color at a time, the largest area first, finish color after color, area after area. I mean, it makes sense. What is this? In case you want to color it with markers. It still didn't say what that was for. Oh, I know what it could be for. It could be for to hang it on the wall, right? Like your guide. I don't know. Put that away. Everything's ready-ish. Try to get the glue off these things. I do want to see what the difference between this number one and this number one. The crappy thing about me painting is I'm colorblind, so I can't tell the difference between shades of colors. And honestly, these look identical. They look like just like they're white. Well, I guess they're not white. It's an off-white, right? Because according to this, it's bluish. Who knows? This is my problem. This is why I paint red turtles with purple arms. I mean, it could be blue. I don't even know. And red elephants, because I'd rather just paint them crazy colors because I can't really see what they are. I don't know. Maybe it's just extra. There's no difference. It must be extra just because there's so much area of one. All right. Here we go.
Here we go.
Okay, so if we are following this to the T, number by number, it says start with the largest areas first. This paint is chunky. Is that even showing up? Do I need to mix this paint with water? Didn't say. I might be using the wrong brush. Yeah, let's use a bigger brush. We'll come back to that. Oh yeah, this is real freaking chunky. Looks like cottage cheese. It's like, it's really gnarly. I don't know. Didn't say to mix with water, but I just feel like I should. Why is it so chunky? Before this becomes a time-lapse video, I'll give my first initial thoughts. So far, it's weird that this paint is really chunky. It's really grainy, it's really chunky. I have a feeling it's just the type of paint that they put in here so that it doesn't dry. I'm gonna test a few things. I'll add some water. It's very gelatinous. I don't know a better word, but it's very like gel-like. It's thick, so I might need to spend some time to loosen up the paint. And then these brushes suck. These brushes suck for sure. And the canvas itself, it's very cheap. It's my only thing about this. It's a very cheap canvas, so it's not very porous. It's not taking the paint, and this was clearly screen printed. It's not an actual canvas. It's I don't even know what I mean, it's not like you're painting, like you're going into an art store and buying an actual canvas. This is like the dollar store canvas, and then they screen printed. The screen printing is fine. These little tiny itty bitty ones are gonna be a real big pain, I know. But it's just weird. The paint doesn't glide, and maybe that's just because it's too thick. So I'm gonna try to fix that and try to remedy and see if we can change anything. But yeah, those are my thoughts for right now. Otherwise, I'm gonna go through this, and once I get through the first step, I'll check back in and let you know what's going on. I'm switching brushes. We'll start with the details. All right. It has been 40 minutes. It's taken me 40 minutes just to do this one number. It's this weird combination of being insanely stressful and kind of therapeutic. I don't think I'm a fan. That's just one number. I mean, let's continue and see what happens, but man, some of these are just so tiny. That's the thing that's like I'm not enjoying, is how tiny some of these are. And like I am using the brushes they provided. I wanted to just experience this as if I had never painted. I'm just going for it with what they gave me. These brushes suck, even the fine tip. What are you gonna do? I hated it. I did not enjoy this process. Here is the final result. It looks nice. Let me say it does look way better further away. It looks way better in the distance than it does up here. You can see all of the imperfections. It's fine. It's fine. It's not bad. It's not great. Personally, for me, it's not something that I would do again. I would never do this again. It took me 3 hours. 3 hours start to finish, plus or minus. I'm averaging 3 hours because I was watching something. At the end of the day, this is a perfect project for someone who doesn't know how to paint or doesn't want to take the time to draw something. They just want to sit and paint. It's essentially the coloring book of painting, and for those purposes, it's perfect. It's perfect. This is not something I enjoy. I found it insanely tedious, especially when we get to these like really small details in here. It just gets so tedious. And it's one of those things though where you just have to trust the process, because the whole time I'm thinking, wow, this is really crappy. This is not turning out to be anything. It looks like just sections of blobs of paint. It looks pretty cool. That's my takeaway. I would recommend this to people who just want something to do. It is very time consuming in the sense of if you're just want to like zone out and do something, this does that. You definitely zone out and you get into like a flow. When I do something like these paintings, I get into a crazy flow where nothing can really stop me until I'm done or until I'm gonna fall asleep. But these, like, the details were so just monotonous that the flow state would get broken and I'd be like, holy shit, I don't know if I want to keep going. And then it was like a mental tug of war. Again, like, this thing is cool. Like, it looks cool as I keep staring at it. Like, I like it more and more, but it's I'm not going to do this again. But I think that's it. I don't want to keep repeating myself. I had an interesting time with it. I don't know if I had a good time or a bad time. As an artist, I don't like feeling stuck in a box. And I felt like I was so confined to following the numbers that for me, it wasn't fun. It was more of a task and not being creative. For people like me who like to do it on their own and mess up and start over and just kind of let the thing be what it wants to be and not necessarily because I have to follow the numbers, this is not a good project for you. But if you like puzzles, you like following instructions, you just want something to do, like, then this is perfect. You have all of the numbers here, multiple colors, and you can take as fast and as slow as you want. These paints, albeit really crappy, they won't dry up on you. That was the one thing that I did not like about painting, actually, to go back, was that these paints, they don't brush. You really, like, you have to take your brush, and like dab. And it's annoying, especially when you have these types of brushes where they're not really meant for dabbing, they're meant for literally brushing. I kind of had to figure that out as I went, and that kind of took a lot of frustration. It was a frustrating process, all in all. But don't let me discourage you from doing these. If you want to do this project, this California project, I will link it down below so that you can get one of your own, and I can find other ones. I will link that for you too, so you're not stuck with the California and maybe you don't care for California. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I definitely got something out of it. If anything, I got painting practice, so that's a plus. I'll take painting practice just because I don't get enough. It's been a long time since I've done a painting, and I don't use traditional brushes with those. So to sit down and do traditional brush work for 3 hours was fun. It definitely, my hand hurts. I haven't done that in a very long time. If you liked what you saw today, please give the video a thumbs up. Consider subscribing, and if you do subscribe, hit that bell notification so you know when I upload next. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Peace.